At last it's here. Owners of XRP have had to wait, speculate, and cope with anything from court cases to market crashes for years. One idea has always been at the core of the dreams of XRP users. XRP's creator, Ripple, would eventually become public. As a result, the community would become more reliable and helpful overall. That dream is no longer merely a fantasy. Among the confidential copies taken from Ripple was the S1 registration form that was submitted to the SEC. There's a catch, though. That document included the startling statement, "People who own XRP may be given the first chance to buy Ripple shares at a big discount." I take it you heard that? You may be able to purchase Ripple stock before anyone else if you have XRP. This is huge and might be the most significant event in the history of cryptocurrency wealth. Let's begin at the highest level. When a business wishes to offer its assets for sale to the general public, it submits the S1 form to the SEC. The prospectus contains the company's history, hazards, financials, and frequently some extremely intriguing information about early investors and other significant figures. We can learn about a scheme to distribute loyalty shares in the fine print. While it's a significant deal in the market, it's not in the law. The app appears to be aware that before Ripple goes public, confirmed XRP users can participate in an early stock sale. Despite not being dubbed an airdrop, it functions very similarly. Owners of XRP immediately receive value, eliminating the need to make purchases using traditional means. This is Ripple's way of emphasizing that a significant portion of its success comes from its community. Let's pause and continue reading to discover how this alters our understanding of XRP. It's not a pump. It's neither a tweet nor a story. This is Ripple, the business that vehemently opposed the SEC and promised its most devoted members of the community stock as payment. Take a moment to consider that. In the actual world, the only persons who may have early access to stock are investors and firm employees. To provide more people the opportunity, Ripple may be the first blockchain corporation to create its own coin ecosystem. In addition to making some individuals wealthy, this regulation will alter the way stocks and cryptocurrencies interact. Now is the moment to discuss numbers. When Coinbase went public for the first time in 2021, its value was over $60 billion. Coinbase was valued at more than $60 billion when it went public in 2021 because of this. Let's discuss the potential value of Ripple. Not just cryptocurrency enthusiasts were worried about missing the IPO. Here's the problem, though. What Coinbase is far inferior to what Ripple has created for businesses. States, banks, and payment corporations are partners of Ripple. They make up the majority of the on-demand liquidity lines that connect several nations. Depending on how the market reacts and how much money they currently have, Ripple may list for $100 billion or more. This is due to Coinbase's initial public offering value of $60 billion. You may be able to participate in that IPO early and for less money if you own XRP. It's more than just a financial gain. There will never be another opportunity like this one. Let's examine it more closely, though. Value is being driven by two factors at the same time. Let's start by discussing the price of XRP. People will be clamoring for XRP when they learn that it can grant access to Ripple stock. That's for planning, not for guessing. Suddenly, in order to gain early access to equities, traders, companies, and buyers that do not utilizing cryptocurrency will need XRP. Nowadays, there is a lot of demand for a token that is limited in quantity. The value of Ripple stock is the second factor. If Ripple goes public, early adopters might profit handsomely before the secondary market even begins, with a valuation of between $60 billion and $100 billion. This is particularly valid for those who purchased at a discount. Few other cryptocurrency projects are able to provide two benefits at once. Let's discuss when tasks must be completed. According to the leak, the IPO should be visible to the general public in 90 days or 3 months, that's all. Let's discuss the appropriate moment. According to the article, the IPO is expected to take place within the next 90 days, 3 months. That's all. Before many people hear this entire story, folks will only have that much time. Prior to major investors investing and closing the gates, it receives a lot of attention on Twitter and CNBC. You're ahead of schedule. You are aware now. I am aware of how crucial time is, though. When individuals become aware of this IPO, the price of XRP will not only increase but also be repriced. It will not be viewed as a means of obtaining money, but rather as a means to obtain stock suitable for Wall Street. There won't be any more previous pricing bands until then. XRP will never cost $5 or even 50 seeds. However, let's discuss the important topic that nobody likes to bring up. Is this acceptable? Is it feasible for Ripple to issue equity using tokens? Although it's difficult to understand, the solution appears to be sound. The SEC dispute is now concluded after the court ruled that XRP is not a secondary market security. This provides Ripple with a special legal foundation on which to test mixed models that blend tokens and stocks. If they abide by the legislation and know your customer guidelines, they may be able to create one based on client loyalty. If the program is accepted and opted in, this is crucial. Owners of XRP who wish to purchase IPO shares will probably need to go through a procedure to obtain authorization. It can be via Ripple's own page if an exchange is registered. But the door is open. The fact that people are considering Ripple demonstrates how far ahead of the curve it is. Additionally, this move has its meaning is deeper and more symbolic as well. Ripple is demonstrating the authenticity of its users. Owners of XRP were told for years that they were mistaken, that their coin was worthless, and that they had placed their wager on the incorrect horse. The same code is currently being used by people to join the ranks of majors. It has connections to Wall Street's influential and rich people outside of NASDAQ. Its value has increased after the IPO. When it comes to XRP, this is the actual thing, not a blog post, white paper, or stirring tweet. We must be aware of the chain's current state as we enter the final section of this research. The amount of XRP stored in whale wallets is rapidly increasing. By losing money in exchange, banks are draining a significant amount of the economy's wealth. In the final section of this research, it is critical to understand what is happening in the blockchain. As you may have been aware, whale wallets are rapidly adopting XRP. By losing money in exchange, banks are draining a significant amount of the economy's wealth. Large purchases that are impossible to track and appear to be connected to specific locations are monitored by over-the-counter OTC desks. There is no chance for this. A lot of money is invested on predicting the future. They understand that Ripple's initial public offering, IPO, is more than just a significant commercial event. In addition, it is significant for society and business. They are clearly in the proper location. Do you support those who have held on to XRP despite boot camps, legal actions, delistings, and false information? Now might be a good moment to sell. Even if everyone is thrilled with this present, something has to be done. First, take a look at the objects you are holding. If you keep your wallet alone, you can attach it to your name if necessary. Follow Ripple's news, and if you can, increase the price of your shares before demand soars. It will be too late to make any changes once this news reaches the major media outlets. Though the means of getting there will change, the opportunity will always there. This is how we ought to conclude. For those who follow it, the Ripple IPO offers a chance to enter the industry as well as a way to exit it. Users